morning.
It'll
So
be
just
a
give
little
yourself some
fun,
extra time.
That's right. But I know those kids are glad to be back. I talked to some kids yesterday. They said they were excited about going back to school. I haven't seen that very often, but
Really?
these kids were very excited about getting back to
They
school.
were what, 4 and 5 years old?
No, they were probably 10, 11 years old.
No
I was
kidding.
walking scooter, and they were some friends that live up the street. I said, "You guys ready to go back to school?" "Yeah, we can't wait. We are excited about going back to school."
Yeah, that lasts for about a day.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I'll be honest with you. Well, I remember just I couldn't wait for school to start. It was my life, man.
Well,
I never dreaded going to school.
Really?
Ever.
I didn't mind like those kids the first day, but after that first day, I said, "Gosh, I can't believe
it was my whole life, man. I mean, it was.
Maybe the first couple of days, until after I was, like done with the new clothes and then they actually started getting into work. That's when I was like, I'm ready for summer.
That's when you started going and getting the baseball coach hamburgers.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, you were probably involved in a lot of stuff at school.
Well, it was just that they were kind of the village, because it was a small town. And, I mean, the principal was my Sunday school teacher, and I mean, you just were involved. It was like seeing your family again, and all your friends, and it was just it was just life.
Did you ever have any teachers throw erasers at you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did. I've had teachers do a lot more than that.
Did you?
Yeah, we had an English teacher, Mr. Ridgway. He would either throw a eraser at you or he'd come up behind you and grab you by your hair and jerk your head back.
Is that what happened to you?
Well, yeah. He just pulled a little too hard.
Well, because we had one guy who used to enjoy hurting you.
Really?
Yeah, I always thought there was something odd wrong with him, but we all loved him. His name was Woodson.
Yeah.
And Mr. Harris was our history teacher, but he was just a character. He was and I don't know if I don't intend this to be a slur if it is, because I never have found anybody who thought it was, but I never understood what it meant. He used to always, he'd get you up in front of the class and make you, answer questions. He wouldn't let you just answer. He'd make you get up in front of everybody, and he always did what he could to embarrass you. He just enjoyed that. And he would walk up beside you, and you knew when he did, he was going to reach over and what he called Jap slap you. Now, I don't know
if that's a slur or not.
If it is, I don't know what it means, and it never was intended as. But that's what. And he basically would, while you were talking, he had these real long arms, and he would reach all the way across his head from the other side and slap you on the other side of your head.
Wow.
Good grief.
While you were talking. This guy had arms like an orangutan, man.
He should have been a boxer.
And why would he do that?
Because he thought it was funny.
In
You
today's world, they will lock you up.
He'd think it was funny one time.
I remember one time he told us, he said, "Next person makes a sound in here, I'm going to beat you." And he had this giant wooden paddle. He was one of those. And this guy named Bruce sat beside me. We were both he made us sit on the front row because he wanted to pay attention. He wanted us to pay attention. And he was, and Bruce there was a bee had flown. We didn't have air conditioning, so had the windows open, and a bee came in. And Bruce he grabbed it and reached over and threw it down my shirt and slapped it.
Ooh.
Good grief.
And it stung me right in the middle of the back. Well, I let out a word.
Yeah.
And I was the first one to speak, just like Mr. Harris had said. Next person speaks. And so he got me up and he asked me what I was yelling about, and I told him, and he said, well, like I said, bend over the table, so I had to get on the desk, and he beat me. And then he said, now let's get that stinger out of your back. Take your shirt off.
I bet you love that in front of the class.
Oh, it was great. It was embarrassing.
Did you have your tattoo yet?
And no. And he took his pocket knife and scraped that stinger out of my back right there in front of the world.
Oh, man.
Well, I can see why you love school. It sounds like it was a lot of fun.
And then there was that time that the principal kicked me in the shin.
Yeah, boy, I'd have been ready to go back.
He was my Sunday school teacher.
More.
Yeah, let's head back that way.
Because I couldn't get my locker to lock, and I finally shut it, and then I took my foot and kicked it, like I did the restaurant that day.
Yeah, I do.
And he saw me do it, so he came down the hall, and he tapped me on the shoulder, and I turned around, and he hauled off and kicked me in the shin. He said, now, did you like it? I don't want to see you kick those lockers anymore.
Wow. That's a tough school.
Like
you said that was a village?
Sound more like a prison.
I'm telling you, it's time to move.
I couldn't wait to get back to school.
Now, Weasel Time.